What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So we're gonna check out Jada Parker under fire, insane Jey Uso rumor, rest in peace to a WWE Hall of Famer, and other wrestling related news. Now, yes, I have seen what's been going on with the whole Jada Parker situation and the rumors of her and Jey Uso having some type of romantical relationship of some sort. It's all kind of wild. We're going to check this out, see what WrestleMania has for us. But like I said, I did see, some of the issues that was going on and why people are all of a sudden upset at Jada. You know how the internet is. 1 minute they love you, next minute you can like a post, and now they're ready to cancel you. It's a crazy place the internet can be. So we're gonna check this out. Appreciate all love, support. We're gonna get right into this nonsense, man.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Cory Graves was trying to get fired from WWE.
I did see
Alist
that.
Black on his way to WWE, or is he retiring? Jada Parker is under fire. WWE Hall of Famer Bob Uecker passes away. An insane rumor regarding Jada Parker and Jey Uso. Tony Khan gets blasted. A rapper criticizes AEW after working there. An interesting John Cena WWE trademark. A jailed WWE star wants her prison sentence reduced, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at Cory Graves trying to get fired from WWE. At top of today's news is the ongoing saga involving WWE announcer Cory Graves. The Cory Graves situation keeps getting more and more interesting, as there are now reports that people inside WWE believe that Graves' recent social media messages, where he complained about how he was being used, was an attempt to get fired. Graves, who was recently sent to call the action on NXT, implied that he wasn't famous enough for the main roster. He also said that he would have plenty to say when he called NXT, only for WWE to apparently pull him from the 14th January show. While some believe that Graves' comments are still a work, it was reported on the Wrestling Observer Radio a couple of weeks ago when Cory Graves got the word that Wade Barrett was going to replace him on that show and he wasn't happy. I don't know if he got the word he was going to start in January in NXT. I don't know the situation there. I just know that when he found out he wasn't going to be on SmackDown, as he presumed he would be, so he was genuinely unhappy. Some fans and pundits noticed that Cory seemed visibly upset when he called the action on NXT. They went on to note, there's people who think that they was trying to get fired, and that's why he did it. If he was trying to get fired, they probably not going to fire him. As far as we know, he's not fired, and I don't know if he's suspended or what it was. He went home. That's where it stands. Now, as with anything in wrestling, it's difficult to separate fact from fiction, especially in an industry where fooling the fans is an essential element. Right now, kayfabe is very hard to pull off in this day and age, but are we still getting worked? What do you guys think? Is this a work or a real life problem?
That's a very interesting one. I mean, I can understand his gripes. I did see the tweet. I can understand his gripes, like him pretty much doing commentary with Michael Cole on the main roster, and Pat McAfee coming back after the college football season, and for him to kind of get shoved back down to NXT is like, I mean, they could have kept him on the main roster, in my opinion. I think Cory Graves is good at what he does. He is good to bounce off the commentary. He's, with Michael Cole. I think he's good at color commentary. I think he fits on the main roster, and he deserves to be there. He deserves to be there, in my opinion. I think he works well. Honestly, you can have him maybe on SmackDown with Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett if you wanted to keep him on the main roster and just keep Pat McAfee and Michael Cole on Raw. Whatever the case may be, I think that could have been good too. I know some people don't like the three-man booth, but I think Cory would be able to work there, fit in that system. I just, dropping him down to NXT kind of is a slap in the face. Not to say NXT isn't great, but, when you've been doing a pretty stellar job and no one's really had a problem with your commentary for the most part, it's kind of weird to just, not weird, but it's kind of messed up to just drop the guy down to NXT. But I still think, if anything, he could be a part of the main roster, at least on SmackDown. So that's just my personal opinion. If this is all actually true and that's how he really feels.
Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a former WWE announcer defends Cory Graves. A former WWE interviewer and announcer, Kevin Kelly, is taking sides in the Cory Graves controversy. Recently, NXT announcer Booker T suggested Cory should be happy with his position in the WWE, but Kelly, who is currently at odds with AEW, as more about that later in the news, defended Graves, tweeting, "Put me and Graves together at the desk. Cory would become the biggest commentary star in wrestling because I would actively try to get him over. Let his star shine." Fans will have to wait and see whether Graves is looking to get fired, as some believe, or this just turns into a huge storyline, maybe leading up to his wrestling return. One thing that has been noted is that Cory has now deleted a tweet. Next up, a major Aleister Black update. Now
We'll
it's
see
time
what
for some
happens.
major updates concerning AEW wrestler Aleister Black, who's rumored to be on his way out of AEW.
This I
Let's
heard
look at
as
the
well.
latest, including rumors that Black may retire, as well as rumors that he had backstage heat. First, is he retiring from wrestling? While it's unclear just when Aleister Black will be free to work outside AEW, a new report from Pro Wrestling Torch suggests that Black may not return to wrestling at all. Black had told some people in AEW in the last year or two he was burned out and he just wanted time away, and perhaps even mentioned potentially retiring.
Damn.
Now, Aleister Black is 39, which in today's wrestling world isn't ancient, unless a wrestler has suffered serious injuries and is at risk of grave consequences if he's injured again.
Yeah.
A situation that sadly may be the case for the New Day's Biggie. But does WWE want to sign Aleister Black? While fans have had to wait and see whether Black returns to wrestling, rumor has it that the WWE is ready to welcome him back. That's at least according to Pro Wrestling Torch's recent article about Black's status. PW Torch has heard that there are influential people in WWE who are big fans of Black and see him as a possible top singles act in the company, so it seems as if he'd be welcomed back and embraced. Aleister Black's wife, Zelina Vega, works in WWE and has been busy in the Latino World Order. There's no word on how Black might be booked if he returns to WWE, but chances are he'll be used much better than he did during the Vince McMahon era.
Yeah,
According
for sure.
to Black himself, Vince McMahon actually admitted that he used him in the wrong way. So could he be better used under the Triple H era?
For sure.
Next up, did he have
For sure. Once again, they obviously AEW they misused them there. They were using him at a point when he first got there in the right direction, and then they misused him ultimately there in AEW. So if he does return back to WWE, I'm willing to bet they would probably use him much better, in how things are going now than when Vince was around, because Vince didn't really understand his character, and that's just how Vince was. Even with a lot of NXT individuals, he would just change certain stuff that he felt that needed to be changed when it really didn't. And he didn't really understand, or probably didn't really care that much of the appeal for some of the wrestlers that were from NXT coming to the main roster. So
backstage heat in AEW? Now that Black's days in AEW are winding down or over, rumors have come up that Black could be difficult to work with. According to Pro Wrestling Torch, Black was criticized by colleagues in AEW who were frustrated by the perception that he was resistant to doing business, including a reluctance to doing jobs and frequent claims of injury issues. He and Tony Khan never developed rapport. Now, some fans might be skeptical of the rumors given that they surfaced after Black's apparent departure, but what do you guys think of this? Knowing that there wasn't any backstage problems or heat in WWE, was this really the case for AEW? Next up, a Jada Parker under fire.
it's a lot of he say, she say stuff, and you know how that goes, especially when someone is disgruntled and they end up leaving or taking a break. That's when the rumors come out. Oh, he was difficult to work with. Oh, this was that. When before you didn't really hear anything. So I don't know. We'll see, how true that is. But honestly, he might as well just part ways with the company for good, because they're not using him, and obviously there's nothing going. His progression in the company isn't happening. So what's the point of paying somebody to not use them only because you don't want them to go to WWE? Save you some money. You can use that money that you're paying him to somebody else, or invest in better writers or whatever. You can use that money that instead of paying Aleister Black, you can actually use that for something else. I don't know.
NXT superstar Jada Parker found herself in the hot seat on social media after she liked a social media post about a recent bill passed in the House of Representatives regarding trans athletes. Inside the Ropes wrote, Instagram account Spiritual World posted a screenshot of a news story stating that the US House has passed a bill to ban transgender athletes from competing in the women's and girls' sports at federally funded schools. Fans noticed that Parker had liked the Instagram post, prompting one user to ask the NXT star for more context. Parker then responded to the tweet saying, "Oh, I'd love to. Clotheslining wants to be messy, and that's fine because ignorance is contagious. But what they're not going to do is come at my name because my opinion doesn't align with theirs and clearly don't know how to educate themselves on the real definition of being transphobic." And this isn't the first time a WWE superstar has shared their opinion on the issue of trans athletes. You may recall Logan Paul came under fire last summer when he commented on the controversy about a boxing competitor at the Summer Olympics. But Jada later tweeted, "Don't get nothing twisted, I support the LGBTQ community, but I'm a woman who also played in D1 sports, and if y'all can't understand that, I don't know what else to tell you." And this is a hot button issue that is set to draw responses from many different people. No word on whether Jada's comments have led to any backstage heat in WWE. Next up,
And it shouldn't have, because all she did was like a post, and that's her opinion. She didn't say anything negative. She liked the post that she agreed with. I'm confused why she would get backlash. I swear people just be trying to, quote unquote, be outraged for no reason. Labeling her as transphobic because she liked a post, pretty much, banning, transgender player from playing in women's sports. I'm confused. That's her opinion. I can understand if she said up there and said some wild, disrespectful stuff to the trans community. I can understand that. But that doesn't make her transphobic. I don't think people understand phobias is having a rooted fear of something. She doesn't give off the vibes that she's afraid of trans people. We live in a world where you can disagree with something that's going on and not be afraid of them. You can disagree with people. And it's probably the same people that have been glazing her and saying she's so fine, so beautiful, all this other stuff just weeks ago because she liked the post that you may not agree with. Now she's transphobic. Internet, bro. It's the wild place. That's why you can't take it seriously. You can't take it seriously. People are not going to remember this in a couple weeks. And the people that do, quote unquote, remember this and have issues with it, go touch grass, bro. It's not that serious. It's not changing your life that much because she liked the fucking post. What?
An insane rumor regarding Jada Parker and Jey Uso.
Yeah, I heard
As
about
if
this
Jada
too.
Parker doesn't have to deal with enough on social media, a new rumor claims that she was having an affair with WWE superstar Jey Uso. Whilst fans made this conclusion up by looking at a recent Indy Hartwell video that she posted, noticing Jey Uso in the back of a club where Jada Parker was also there, there's nothing else to support these rumors. And unless we learn of any conclusive proof, this is the last we'll report on this. But unfortunately, this type of situation has to be addressed to stop things from spiraling right out of control. In fact, this news story that was going around on social media put everything in a tailspin this morning. Right now, unless anything comes out, we're putting these as false rumors.
Of course, bro. And of course, these rumors come out after the whole situation of her, liking that post. Like, y'all be doing the most to try to damage someone's reputation or mess up their image because they don't agree with you. Bro, what are we doing? Jesus, man. Sometimes this generation of people, bro, I be questioning how do they even function in day-to-day activities. Like, how? Because not everything's going to go your way. So what? What you going to do? You going to throw a tantrum? I'll be confused how people even make it to day-to-day activities. When things don't go their way, they completely shut down. So how do you live? Like, how's that even possible?
Kevin Kelly blasts Tony Khan. It looks like former AEW announcer Kevin Kelly isn't holding back in terms of criticizing AEW president Tony Khan. Kelly, who's worked in wrestling for decades, including a stint in WWE as a backstage interviewer and later in calling the matches for Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling, later worked calling the action of AEW Collision. The Sports Illustrated provided background on his departure from AEW. His run with AEW didn't last long though. Kelly was fired by the company in March of 2024 after taking to social media to criticize fellow announcer Ian Riccoboni and accused him of libel and defamation. He, alongside the Tate twins, would then sue AEW and Tony Khan to void arbitration clauses in their contracts and also filed a separate suit seeking monetary damages. Kelly recently tweeted about why he left AEW, blasting Tony Khan with this tweet. "All I wanted to do was call wrestling. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd have to listen to a stuttering son of a billionaire feeding me lines and then correcting himself and telling me what I was doing great. They waited until I had a mental breakdown to fire me." This isn't the first time Kevin Kelly has criticized AEW, as he's blasted the company in the past for being disorganized. Next up, MJF's Owen Hart comments.
I can definitely I can definitely buy into the fact that they probably are unorganized. I mean, you can see it on the show, so I can buy into that. I don't know what's going on, man. It's like they have some good stuff there. It's like AEW be having moments where they could really benefit from situations where they could really benefit from, and then it just seems as if Tony just doesn't know what he's doing at times and let things fall by the wayside. I don't know. It's quite interesting to see how that happens repeatedly with AEW over the time, over the years. So I don't know. It really comes down to Tony Khan, bro. It comes down to him. I think if he takes a step back and lets somebody else actually run the show, maybe it'll be better. I don't know. Someone that has real experience in running a wrestling business, maybe it'll be better. But as it stands right now, Tony is the top guy in charge, and it's going to stay that way. So
have raised eyebrows. Did MJF cross the line during a promo with Jeff Jarrett on the 15th January Dynamite? Jeff Jarrett, who was working a storyline of attempting to win the AEW World Championship before he retires, was confronted by MJF, and MJF, known for his personal attacks on opponents, dropped this bomb on Jarrett. What really makes me mad is that just because you are best friends with Owen Hart, you think you're owed a grand finale. And this led to a predictable brawl between the two wrestlers, but now some fans are wondering whether this comment was necessary. Of course, this is MJF and he's always going to push the bar, and in all honesty, I don't think he would have said the line without Martha Hart's blessing. But what do you guys think of it? Next up,
I don't know if it's like, oh, how could he say such a thing? I don't know. I don't think I would have gotten mad at that line, to be honest with you. To just keep it a bug. I don't think it's worthy of, oh, how could he say such a thing? I don't think it's that serious, in my personal opinion. He didn't disrespect him. He just said, oh, because you was best friends with him, now you think you're owed something, a grand finale. Like, I wouldn't call it as disrespect, so.
WWE Hall of Famer Bob Uecker passes away. And unfortunately, there's very sad news to share, as Bob Uecker, affectionately known as Mr. Baseball, passed away today at the age of 90.
Damn.
As well as a baseball legend, he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2010 for his memorable appearance at WrestleMania 3 and most notably at WrestleMania 4 with his segment with Andre the Giant. We send our condolences to Bob Uecker's family, friends, and fans all around the world.
Hey, man. Rest in peace to Bob, as WrestleMania said, sending well wishes to the family and friends, prayers to his family and friends. Hey, being able to live to 90, that's a blessing, bro. Like, if you're able to live until you reach 90, you gotta be thankful for that, man.
Next up, a rapper criticizes AEW after working there. Now, Kevin Kelly isn't the only person criticizing AEW. Rapper Action Bronson worked a match in AEW during 2022's Grand Slam event, teaming with Hood to defeat Matt Menard and Angelo Parker. Bronson recently chatted with Ariel Helwani about the experience, including how AEW never called him back. Come on, man, you know what they do. They don't call you back. I never got called back. There was an angle there. I'm ready right now. I'm ready for whoever. Bronson was then asked whether he liked working in AEW, responding, I did. Actually, no. I enjoy the act. I don't like the backstage is weird over there. It's just weird. It was just like everybody's cliquey. Bronson said he's down for an in-ring return, but based on his comments, it probably won't be in AEW. Next up, an interesting trademark.
That's just wrestling. Like, I don't know how it is, you know, in WWE, but wrestling is in backstage. People are gonna be clicked up. People are gonna. That's just, it's been like that. You know, you're gonna be clicked up with certain people, certain groups, certain talents. That's just what it is. It could be different in WWE. You know, maybe it's even different now in AEW. But I can see, you know, wrestling companies just having multiple people clicked up with each other, and more people are cool with certain groups than other people. That's just, it's been a thing in wrestling for a long time. Hell, the infamous group, the Click. There's a reason why that's a thing.
For John Cena, as some recent trademark applications are capturing fans' attention, and WrestleTalk is reporting that WWE recently applied for a trademark for Cena Nation. In addition, separate application filings have also been spotted for the game, a term associated with Triple H, as well as the names of NXT stars Brooke Jensen and Malik Blade. Interestingly, WWE also applied for Sam Stoker, the name used by Pretty Deadly's Kit Wilson during his time working in the Indies and NXT UK. The WWE is always on top of its IP game, and as fans have seen, it sometimes hints at future storylines and plans for individual superstars. And finally, a jailed WWE star wants her sentence reduced. And last but not least, PW Insider is reporting that former WWE superstar Sunny, aka Tammy Sitch, is seeking a reduction in her prison sentence. Sitch is currently serving a 17-year sentence after a 2022 motor vehicle accident killed motorist Julian Lasseter. Sitch was charged with DUI manslaughter and sentenced on different counts. Johnson obtained a copy of Sitch's letter to the judge, and Sitch advised the judge on her efforts helping others in prison, including a role as a teacher's aide, her remorse, and that she has gainful employment when she's released. One of Sitch's requests is that two of her charges run concurrent at the same time rather than consecutive, where Sitch would serve the time one charge then being served another. We say let her serve as much time as possible. But there you have it, folks. The wild.
Look, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Someone losing their life, I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know about that one. Someone losing their life because of your lack of judgment, something that could have been avoided. You can be remorseful. You could really change your ways. That's awesome. That's great. But someone doesn't have that, their son or daughter, their child. They don't get no situation where they can come back. They're gone forever because of your actions. So I'm gonna be honest with you, you're probably gonna have to serve that sentence because you killed someone because of your lack of awareness and being able to say, hey, I probably shouldn't be operating this vehicle because I'm under the influence. That's on you. So, but hey, comment down below. Let me know, how do y'all feel about the whole Jada Parker situation? Also, do y'all believe Jada and Jay has something going on? Me personally, I don't think so. I think this is all just extra saltiness from people trying to read into some stuff because obviously she liked a post that some people don't agree with. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that whole situation. But I appreciate all love, support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking it with me. See you on the next one. Peace.